I don't know how some of you were raised, but I grew up on kung fu movies. I mean, it's a bit like the Hallmark Channel in that it's the same darn plot over and over and over again of avenging your father or your kung fu master.
I am off to a quick hunt with the real Dr. Phil. Philip the Knox.
Then there's the plot where there's the promising kung fu warrior who has gone through all of the local teaching and needs to find a grandmaster to take him to the next level of kung fu. Being that I watched kung fu movies growing up, I was expecting a person who was a great kung fu metal detectorist to have very long and white eyebrows. And along came Philip the Knox. I'm just being honest here. I'm a little disappointed in his eyebrows, but the dude is a beast of a detectorist.
Like my driving? I know you guys do. I know. That light was changing.
He's humble. You'll never hear him say this, but the amount of silver that this guy pulls, I did not think was possible. I think the biggest compliment that I could give him, though, is I started my website, iratemetaldetectors.com. And I thought I was doing really well over the summer and all that. And I mean, it was the best I ever had done this year. This is more silver than I've ever gotten. There's another level that I have to get to. Website is still going to happen. I have to learn more. So we're putting that on hold when I feel comfortable, when I feel that I know the insides and outs and can bring real value with what I say. That's when I'm going to start to write. But now it's my time to be a student. Phil is a kung fu metal detectorist. You know why? Because he pulls signals from China. Okay? Like, I've never seen depth like that. This video is going to be a teaching video, especially if you are a Knox user. It'll apply to you across the board, but it will really benefit you if you are a Knox user. Let's get started.
All right, while we wait for Phil, let's get started.
Lesson 1. Don't do that. Headphones. That's more like it.
Here we go. 28. 4 arrows down. Identical signal to what I was getting on 4 kilohertz.
You're going to see me screw up for a while, but guess what? We're all going to learn from it here.
Dimmy to start.
Breaking news. The Knox is that good of a detector where you could have some of the modes not optimized, but you'll still find stuff.
All right, this should be interesting. Look at this. Repeating in the 30s. In 20s, 4 kilohertz. Multi. 10, 11. And solid. Zinc and piece of 8.
Want to know why I dug that signal? It was a visual cue. It was 4 arrows down on the screen, which means probably around the depth of 6, 7, 8 inches. 10, 11 could be gold, could be nickel. And I have that in the back of my head. Just you have people advise you saying just dig everything. It helps when you're trying to break down a field, take targets out of a field. It can unmask something else. But being that I'm urgently shooting for silver right now, I should have ignored that signal. Yes, I found it in 4 kilohertz. Then when I switched over, I knew that it was a midtone. Should have walked away.
But interestingly, there's something still here. Maybe it's the other part of the zinc. Let's see. That's exciting. It's a zipper.
One of the things Phil advised me of today is that I probably dig too many signals. And I did the math on it. I've done about 250 videos. This video has 166 parts on average. This is about an average amount of parts for a video. I've probably dug 30,000 signals, and that's a conservative estimate this year. I get the sense Phil digs nowhere near that.
I noticed that the signals that translate the best from 4 kilohertz to multi are the ones in the 20s. So, for instance, if I'm getting a 5-arrow signal in the 20s, I've noticed it's more likely to carry over.
So the Equinox, for those who don't know, it is a simultaneous multi-frequency detector, meaning you could have the whole rainbow all at once, or you could just focus on one color of the rainbow. For instance, 4 kilohertz, that's red, longest wavelength, if I remember correctly from science class. And that's the truth with the kilohertz, the lower kilohertz. Those signals go deeper. They're more tuned for the conductive targets, such as copper, such as silver. If you want to isolate that, you use 4 kilohertz.
So this is all over the place. I wouldn't call this a 20 signal, although I do see some indication that it's in there. You see it's down to 9, 7, 25. Let's put on iron. Well, it's a signal. I'm not seeing any iron or hearing it. Take off iron, flip it to multi. $13, $14, $15. That translates to, oh hell, let's dig it. It's probably going to be a pull tab, but let's dig it. Beaver tail. Glorious piece of junk.
Phil digs in all metal mode, and right there I had iron notched out. Later in the video you will see me fix that. Oh, another thing that I just completely blew is, since I've gotten the Knox back, I don't have the tracking on it. The ground balance tracking, we'll get to that.
Alright, here's one that I found on multi. My guess is this would be a wheat penny. Oh hell, let's take the headphones out and let's listen together, because it's doing something. And I guess I have to turn up the volume. Okay, we got a deep coin. Probably a penny. Not a penny. How about that? We got a deep thingamabob. Alright, we got a repeating 12, 13. Maybe a deep nickel. Yunk! What the fluffin' muffin is this? Alright, intriguing signal here. 4 arrows down, 10, 11, 12. Solid. Fabulous. That's great. I think I got a quarter signal. It's a quarter. It's a quarter. Alright, I did something different. I just put the recovery speed. Recovery speed is now at the fastest. It's 3.
I've been testing this myself in my own coin garden in my backyard. I don't really see a difference in depth. So you might as well have the faster recovery speed. There are people out there that say if you have a slower recovery speed, you will get more depth. Maybe, but you give a lot of that up too. To me, the separation, even though yes, I know I want deeper signals, I keep saying that, separation is the most underrated thing. It's a need in metal detecting. So I'd rather have that separation.
And I'm getting a deep signal here. I'm in multi. I was in 4 when I first got this. Egad, we're on a 1946 wheat. That's phenomenal. Dimmy. Nickel. Alright, this is what the Equinox can do. And I know you see me agonizing about it, and some of you might be, should I buy this detector? Look at this. There's a 30 right in the middle of this. Target separation. All right, folks, Philip the Knox is here. I know you've been asking for him in videos, and you know, I believe in his talent, and we're gonna get some learning done today. So I'm gonna try to pick his brain, and we'll do some editing, and I'll pass on.
Like I said before, I've seen him pull, 10, 12, 15 pieces of silver per day when I've been out hunting with him. And, I've asked him a few times, can you call me over when you have a good signal? And we have adjusted the detector, and I'm tuning into it more each day. So this is somebody who's gotten good from the testing that he does, the reading that he does, the study that he does. So I want to learn.
All right, 1. Phil recommends all metal mode. I take it he's not much of a fan of the 600, or at least my 600.
That's terrible.
Just to elaborate, that's some kung fu honesty right there. He wasn't calling the Knox 600 terrible. He was calling my Knox 600 terrible. Let me explain why. It had a wobble to it, a wiggle, and I never even put 2 and 2 together. That can cause it to false. So, I'm somebody, if we're going to war, just hand me a damn sword, okay? No, you got to take better care of your weapons, and you got to get to know the nuances on different level of the weapons that you have. That's what he does. So that was mind blow for me yesterday. The wobble can really throw off the signal.
All right, could you go over ground balancing? Because I've gotten a few questions, and to be honest, I've always kept it in auto ground balance.
Well, now that I hit the accept reject, you should be in auto track now. It's amazing, because let me just put mine on. I don't know what the discrepancy is from the 600 to the 800. I think that feature would be the same. I'll just leave my headphones off.
Well, I got 2 kids. This might go to one of them.
Yeah, but first I would noise cancel. You see, my ground balance is at 20.
Okay, so checking ground balance. Oop, that's the mode. Hold on. Ground balance 13.
Yeah, I might have hit like a piece of like iron or nail or whatever. But I told you it would be like 1920. This park has been pretty consistent. It's usually right about that. But
so the pumping thing that you just did, I've seen somebody auto ground balance that way.
That's what I just did.
So how do you
I hold accept reject. In other words, let's get it back down to 0.
Okay. I'm gonna move mine down to 0.
For argument's sake, let's see if let's pinpoint. All right. Looks like there's nothing here, right? Come here.
Right.
So now that I got this, I hold accept reject.
Okay.
And I start pumping.
Okay, so ground balance mode,
And then once it stops, I know that but you see this?
Yeah.
That's my auto track.
So the flashing thing. Okay.
Yeah, and then when the headphone's on, you see the little picture. So now this is auto track ground balance. So if anything changes in the soil or anything, it's gonna do it automatically.
Okay, so let me try that. You said to
you want
pinpoint first?
You want to pinpoint where you hear nothing?
Pinpoint where you hear nothing. I got you. Okay. And now it's probably picking up your machine a little bit. Okay, so now we will move it to ground balance, hold down accept reject. Well, there we go. Yep, like you said, 19 or 20. Okay, there we go. I have a confession, I've never done that before. He's laughing at me. It's okay.
It amazes me you find the stuff that you do, my man.
Well, I appreciate that.
If nothing else, I'm honest. I never did the pumping thing. The auto tracking ground balance, yes. If you look back on older videos, I have had that. I didn't have it there. Ever since I got my detector back from repairs, I haven't had it. And I've had good days just with having the ground balance at 0. But fine-tuning it to the field, a light bulb went off. That was huge.
Nickels to pennies. Then I got my dimes to quarters high. And that's good when we detect now with this pitch in there. Everything that's a nickel, gold ring, whatever, this is strictly silver mode, silver cherry pick and park. It's going to react on the 25, 24, 23 and up range of where a shaved silver to a half can be. And that's what I'm listening for. And with all metal on, if I come up on iron, right?
Yep.
And I hear that pitch, even if it's one way, and I take a circle, even if it's one way, I'm still getting it. I know there is a coin with that iron, and the way I got this set up is a very good chance when I hear it like that it's going to be silver. And which is, it's 2 of the mercs I got over there, they were an iron.
I just had a good learning moment right here. So Phil tried my detector and he mentioned a wobble, and my initial response was, I could care less about that. It's my detector. He's like, no, but it'll false. Okay, guess what? This is I say, like, maybe I'm a brown belt. This is the stuff that I need to learn to get to black belt. So this, apparently I have to fix. All right, repeatable 24, 25, 26. All right, we're back on the wheat. 26, 27. Dimmy. All right, we get a faint signal here. It's like whispering at me. All the way up into the 30s. I have the iron on. I'm not hearing any iron. Let's listen to this one. I'm really trying to pinpoint the sound of silver. So listen. All right, let's see. Oh, for a little dime.
I have a hot debate point for you, and I want to know what you think down in the comments. I have not made up my mind on this yet. Now, can you hear a sound for silver? I asked this to the Hunter GT, who most definitely knows his stuff about metal detecting and, a very accomplished detectorist. He said, no way. There's no way you can hear roundness was one of his answers. I asked him this in a live stream, which I'll put a link to up here. But long story short, he's like, okay, no, on a digital detector, you can't do that. Phil tends to think the opposite. Phil is always talking about hearing the sound of silver. Me, I just feel like a dunce. That's where I'm just beginning. And I'm maybe a month in using my headphones. Look back at my videos. A year ago this time, I was flying around fields, picking up clad, getting lucky every now and then with silver. But in terms of like really digging into a detector, I'm trying to get higher than brown belt.
All right, so here's the story with this signal. I asked Phil to call me over when he finds what he considers an interesting signal. When the dirt was there, I was getting nothing with my 600. And I put his headphones on, I was able to get a clear signal, which tells me it's either the coil, you know, or the settings.
Oh!
What'd you get?
Oh! Yes!
There you go. He's a freaking beast. Beast!
Oh, 75. Unreal.
75 of these on the year, man.
Unreal. Look where it was.
Holy cow, pound that, sir.
Under the root.
Beast mode. So I got to do some serious thinking and some serious learning right there. Hey man, congratulations.
Yeah, flipped it right out too.
Yeah, that went flying. I saw that. Beast mode.
You know, people are born skeptics, and I want to tell you, I'm not skeptical whatsoever anymore. He's called me over to signals before anything was dug. I've dug them myself. They've been silver. A great detectorist knows the nuances of his or her tools, the signals, and what they mean. He could hear something, he could make sense of it. It's pretty amazing to watch. One more quick point before we go on. That one I was not able to match. That was the only one I was not able to match. He called me over maybe 5 times. 4 of them I was able to get the same signal on the 600.
Yeah, and in the future, he's going to do a live stream with us. I'm not going to do any digging. We just want to ask questions. So, you know, you got to put yourself in the place of the student. It's so important.
You want to learn? Be humble.
Okay, so Phil called me over. He's got another signal that intrigues me. I suppose I should have brought my detector too, huh?
Yes.
Oops.
10 seconds later.
Barely scratching.
And that's where your wobble comes into play.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm serious. That's where you're gonna have a hard time getting it.
I always like jam my coil into the ground. I guess that's not a good thing to do. I mean, it's registering. Let's hear what it is on yours.
Okay.
I'll just put this to the headphones.
All right. So
Yep.
Once again, we've lost it. Am I on it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's what it sounds in my headset. Now it's scratchy one way. Sometimes I get it both ways. Like I said, it's showing me, okay, deeper signal. I'm going to investigate it because that's the depth I think that silver's going to be at.
Gotcha.
So that's something I would dig up. So we're gonna give it a shot. I got to get my headphones back.
Yes, sir.
I
So
got OCD.
I understand that. It's inconclusive with this coil, with this detector rather. I do own the 15-inch coil. I lent it to a friend, so time to get that back. All right. So another thing that Phil does as a failsafe is he pinpoints, and he knows the size. He knows the sound of the size of a coin. And that's another way that he verifies.
I'm getting a fuller picture of what he does to get the depth and the understanding of the signals that he does. A lot of it is repetition. The iron bias, I know he has low, and he told me a lot of times he digs a whole lot of iron, and that makes a lot of sense. You set your iron bias low, almost neutral. 1 is fine. He digs in Park 1. Sensitivity, he jacks up as far as it could go. If there's if there's electromagnetic interference, you can noise cancel or you can lower the sensitivity. His recovery speed has varied. I've asked him that a few times. And in the most recent video, this one, he's used a faster recovery speed. But in the past, when I saw him pull the Morgans, he was using a slower recovery speed. The trick that you saw before with the pumping of the coil combined with the tracking ground balance, that's crucial. And again, I've never done the pumping thing. Um, I figured that if you kept it on the tracking, it would just change it for you. Not exactly. It's two separate things that, when put together, the machine just locks in. You're going to see that later in this video. He uses tone breaks so that he can really differentiate the signals that are high. Anything over 25, it's just a totally different pitch, and it stands out from the average midtone. He uses the different frequencies to verify. I've seen him switch quite a bit. I've asked him what is the frequency that he detects in the most. His answer surprised me. He said it was 10 kilohertz. And he switches to 4, and he switches to multi to verify. And again, we're talking about a detecting genius here, so I'm not I'm not totally tuned into everything, what he hears, what he understands, but that's what I'm getting from him right now. And we're going to keep asking questions. We're going to have him as a guest in live streams.
All right, well, Phil's digging that up. Got a signal here that's deep. Multi, it's 20. What'd you get?
I think copper.
Oh, it was a piece of copper. So,
Yeah, the signal that he called us over for before, it was not silver that time.
You should put that on video too. I don't always dig silver.
so we're filming now. He just said humbly he does not always dig silver, although he might be exaggerating a little bit.
It was a good target though. It's a good setup. Oh wow, I thought that was your pin pointer right there. Right down by the tree. This tree.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. No, this one's mine.
Oh, that's not mine.
There's another pinpointer there? All right, let me put this down there. Very funny. Oh, you were being serious too.
Yeah, I was. My eyes aren't good, bro.
I thought he was messing with me. It's a dog toy. Or no, actually, this is a real carrot. That's gross. That's the natural carrot. Yeah. And my signal was yunk. Dimmy. All right, I could hear the signal over the iron. Hearing a little grunt to it. I get that, and this is what you couldn't hear if you didn't have headphones. I've gotten by on number logic, but that only gets you so far.
Honestly, even without Phil's tutelage, this has been a huge year of growth for me. If you go back to the videos at the beginning of the year, it's wild. I feel so uncivilized. For instance, I was using just a trowel to go down, in some cases, like 8-9 inches. Now I've got the hand of God, my digging tool. But it's been a year of change, and good change.
Well, we're a proud owner of a piece of wheat. Silver, you're coming. Damn it. All right, we got another one. Let me take my headphones out. I see the spot.
Yeah, I'll shut my mouth. I'm gonna get out of here anyway.
Is yours off now?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I see. You probably have that notched out piece of foil down on the ground here.
Ah, the foil master. gotta pitch tones and tone break.
Gotcha. I'm getting it. 4 arrows down now, 3 arrows. Sounds good. Okay. To be honest, this is the best I've ever done. But when you see other people and what they pull, it's like, okay, there's another level. Like, I think I got in the 200s this year, which for me is amazing. Oh, here it is. To the side.
All right, you got yourself.
No. I got charity silver yesterday. Please
It ain't-
take
it
it.
ain't
Please.
charity.
No, you gave it. You gave it.
You were
Come on.
full spot of
No.
foil.
Here.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
If this was a kung fu movie, Pai Mei wouldn't have done that. He would have like kicked me in the head. But thank you, Phil. He didn't have to do that. Let's be clear. That's the only plant that I've ever seen him do. He planted it because he knew I was like, I need silver. But I'm telling you, my time is coming. I'm planning on learning, and next year is going to be a great year.
All right, nice signal here. Five arrows down. No iron. That'll do. We are on the wheat once again.
But how do you get to that level? Trial and error, which in metal detecting terms means a whole lot of digging.
I'm still getting a pretty clear signal. We're already past 9 inches. Oh, we're on it. Okay, super deep. That is at least 13 inches. After digging this crater, it is a piece of iron. Okay. Repeating 23, 21, 20. But the difference is, it's coin size. And of course, we're on the wheat again. Same thing. It's repeatable, it's deep, and it pinpoints to being a coin. It has the sound of a coin during pinpointing. There we go.
Haagen-Dazs has been unlocked.
There we go. We are on the board. It was not my charity one, okay? I've been getting a lot of charity lately, okay? I'm a big boy. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm a big kid. It's a very green quarter. Dimmy. Let's see if we can pull one more before it gets dark.
And then it started to click.
Alright, I'm getting annoyed now. You know why? I just had to turn on the auto tracking. And I got this great signal. Really great signal. Yep, we got another one.
Haagen-Dazs has been unlocked.
Another Merc, number 3. Okay, yeah, auto tracking, that would have been nice. Look back on my old videos. I always have auto tracking on. I don't know why this, I turned it off and on again, and it defaulted to non-auto tracking. So ever since I got it back from the shop, I have not had auto tracking. And here's another great signal. Oh, phenomenal, it's a washer. Okay, here we go. That sounds phenomenal. Holy crap. Holy crap. Relic alert. What the hell is this? It is big and round and bent. What the hell is this? What? It has no detail that I can see, but it's old. Look at that green in there. Okay. Guess it's working now. That was about 11 inches down. Are you kidding me?
Haagen-Dazs has been unlocked.
I'm telling you, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be humble. You have to ask questions. When you stop learning. And I've seen every generation do this. You know, you eventually get past. You pass on the knowledge, then you get stuck in your ways, then you get past. I'm going to try to not let that happen to me. I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn. I'm here to try new things. That is absolutely crucial. There's a part 2 to this video coming out tomorrow, and we're going to hear even more teaching from Phil. And, it would have been too much if I lumped it together with this video, which is already starting to approach 40 minutes. So this is part 1 to this video. Put your questions in the comments. I will read them. They're going to help us all. So if you have a question for me or for Phil or, the detectorists the talented detectorists that I detect with, put it below. So anyway, that's the video for tonight. And I thank you for watching.